Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, I know I said it's going to be a sketch video, but I don't have a sketch. So we're just going to get into it because I had an idea. I'm still using the Moonlit, I think it's Moonlit Garden from 49 and Market, and I'm going to be using this picture of my cat, but I'm going to fussy cut this bottom section of this paper out. So I'm just going to go around as best I can. It's very awkward doing it on video because I'm trying to make sure that, you know, when you fussy cut, you're supposed to just move the paper, not your scissors. And then some of the areas I'm planning on going back in to cut a little bit closer, but I'm just trying to cut out the basic shape so that way this will go a little bit faster. So I am so excited about the fact that I'm almost done with all the papers from this collection. And a part of me is like, I don't want to go to anything else until it's done because I'm so close. I've never been this close, especially with the 49 and Market collection, as far as like the papers and stuff like that. I usually tend to hoard in things, but I'm just so excited. And this is such a beautiful collection. If you guys, I think Michelle still has it as a Happy Scrappy bag available. The individual papers are on waitlist. I've already put myself on waitlist for it because even though I'm almost done with the papers, I still have a ton of laser cuts. There's still quite a few film strips. So there's a lot of the ephemera pack, which I haven't even put a slight dent into. So I'm hoping she'll get more of this collection in so that way I can at least get another order of the pattern paper and the solids because I really like that. And this is where the photo is kind of going to go. And I was going to put it on the darker side, and then I decided I liked it better on the lighter one. And I like how my photo is going to nestle in there. So now I'm just going to go in a few places where I want it to get a little bit closer to the shape. Like that up above there, that little bit was a butterfly. So I'm trying to trim a little bit closer. And then the same thing with up here on the top. I don't want to separate it and then have two pieces, but I just want it to kind of cut in. Yeah. So I like how that is starting to look. And then there was another piece down here that I'm going to also trim a little bit closer. So with papers like this, you can do so much. Now, let's say I didn't want to cut it out completely, right? But I wanted to create that spot to kind of nestle. You can use an X-Acto knife and just cut around that edge the same way I'm doing with the scissors, and then you would be able to like kind of tuck some papers in. You could tuck part of the photo in because there's wasted space down there, so I could have just tucked it right in, you know what I mean? That would have been an option too. Now, after cutting it out, I do take the speckled egg, and I'm just going around my cut edges. Sorry about that. I forgot. I figured out what's happening. I had something on top of my keyboard, and I think it hit it. And that's why it moved all of a sudden. The things. I've updated. I've done everything. So I think it's definitely user error. Okay, so now that I'm getting the rest of the edges with the speckled egg, we're going to lay it down, and then we're going to start kind of figuring out where everything's going to go, okay? With 49 and Market, I tend to like to do that a lot. I'll lay it all out, and then once I see the vision, I'll start taking the pieces off and start gluing down. So that little piece that I cut separate from that paper, I'm trimming to be 4x6, and then I'm going to trim my photo here to be, I think I wind up making it 5.5 by 3.5. That's what I wind up doing, because I did on the 5, I put it on the wrong line. Thankfully, it still works. It just gives you a little bit bigger of a border with your pattern paper. So I'm going to make it go just like that. Isn't that cute? I love it. And then we're going to pick out some flowers. These are off the laser cuts. And this one is just the flowers. So it's flowers, some leaves, the butterflies, and some moths. So it's a little bit of everything. So I'm just gently trying to pull them out. And my suggestion is, if you have these, don't stress yourself out trying to separate. And what I mean by that is, sometimes they may break. It's okay. If you have to piece it together, if you have to, take one piece, put it in one spot, and the other half put somewhere else, you can do that too. I try to go in no worries. Oh, I don't, hey, if it breaks, it breaks. And most of the time it comes out perfect. Meaning when I stress about it is usually when I'm breaking it. Just a little tip. All right, so now I have those flowers there, and now I'm looking for just some other elements. I'm going to take some word cuts from the other lasers. I think eventually I go back to it and I do get that lace piece. I like those so much. They used to make them 12 by 12, like the whole length of the paper. But on this one, they only have the 4 colors, and they're a lot shorter. But for where I'm going to wind up putting it, it's going to be, I can cut it down and it'll be the perfect length. Because I'm just going to tuck it right underneath the photo. But that's going to come down the line. Okay. So I've also, which is hard to see, but I got 2 small of those green flowers that I have up in the left there where my glasses are sitting. And those I'm going to wind up putting a little bit of dimensional foam under, and it'll be really cute when you see it. Now, it's about to cut, and I'm sad to say about 15 minutes I lost. So I'm going to show you what I did as far as everything that I glued down. So most of the items you saw I had already picked out. So there's the dimension on the flower. I put foam underneath the butterflies, and then I was making these dash lines to show the movement of the butterfly. I don't know if you guys remember doing this. I used to do this all the time on my cards whenever I used butterflies. I just thought it was so cute, and it's something so easy you can do. Just a little doodle, make a little circle, and then keep your dashes going to the edge of the screen. The edge of the paper. And you can do that, with any butterfly. So the one that's coming off of the paper, I even gave it a little trail. And then I'm also going to grab some of these honeybee gems. These are the flat pearls. I think the gems were just a little bit too dark. And with it being more lighter colored, I wanted to use this particular shade of flat bat pearls, and we're going to use the green, and it's very light sky blue. And in the center of the flowers, I'm going to put a gem. So 3 over here, and then over on this side, I'm going to do 3 of the blues. Now, there wasn't a blue flower that was really opened, but I wanted to use a third one, so I'm just tucking it in close to our little cluster there. And then up here on the top right, I'm going to put 3 of the smaller greens. And then I tried to pick this up, and so Honeybee actually has a little bit stronger of adhesive on the back of these. Because when I put them down to the paper, they were a pain in the butt to move. But once I got it, I was able to just readjust and lay it down. And I use a little bit of glue, which with any flat bat pearl gems that I put down, because you just want to make sure, even if they're already adhesive, that they're definitely going to stay on your project. There's nothing worse than, going to pull it out of your album and all of the gems are missing. Ugh, I hate that feeling. And that's why I promote art glitter glue, because I've never had that problem with art glitter glue. If a gem comes off, it's because I was pulling on it and it was stuck and I didn't know and I yanked it out or something like that. You know what I mean? But it doesn't just magically just your gems be off. And I love that. Okay, so now we're going to cover up our photo, and it's my favorite time, which is splatter time. Now, I saw it do this, and that's when at one point I was like, okay, I gotta stop putting stuff on top of this keyboard. And I usually keep it up off to the side, but for some reason I had it over in my pile. You know, as you're working on stuff and you're moving it to the side. Yeah, that's what I did. So I apologize for that little movement. I guess it's going to be something that we just have to deal with, because I've checked all settings. I have messed with this phone. I've done updates on the phone, the computer, the Filmora program that I'm using. I have no idea why it's doing that, why it's moving. So we're just going to keep it moving. So I'm using Speckled Egg Distress Oxide Spray, the gold from not Heidi Swap, Jen Hadfield, I say that every time, and the Black Soot Distress Stain. So on the Black Soot, I use the stain, not the oxide, okay? Because I really want that vibrant black, even though it will dry back and it won't be as vibrant, but if it was the oxide, it would be even lighter. So that's why I use the stain. All right, you guys. So if you have any questions, you can leave them down below. I also have links to my little scrapbook store. And make sure you come and join our group. We're having a free crop this weekend starting today, Friday the 2nd. And there's going to be live videos today, Saturday, and Sunday. I know I'm going to be on some lives in the evening. Sunday, I'm going to be on quite a few lives because I'm actually off. So I'm so excited. If you guys, I just say thank you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. Come join us. It's free, and I hope you guys have a great week.